All right, how's everybody doing today? My name's Crypto Corey. I want to thank you for joining me. It has been a minute, but I've been super busy lately. I've had so much work in my job, and I tell you, NFTs have been a lot of fun. So I've been participating in a few things, but I will have to talk about a few things that have happened in the last few months. Essentially, I mean, I don't know how long it's been since I've actually posted a video. But I tell you, the funniest thing is that Veve just got super boring. Like, it really was, boring. And it's boring again, but, Veve was just super boring for the longest time. And then they come out with the drop that I truly did like, which is the Lamborghini drop. So, when Lambo already happened, obviously, nothing you don't already know. But when that happened, I got excited, and then after the Lambo drop, you had that little euphoric stage and it let down. Now they're just, throwing out tons of whatever, the normal stuff. They got Encanto coming out, which is a really awesome movie, by the way. My wife and my kids, they love that movie. I love that movie. It's a great movie. But for me to want to get that as a Veve collectible, that's not, not really my bag. But a really interesting thing is that there's a new app coming out, and it's art-based, and they are releasing the Mona Lisa, and there are only going to be 330 editions of this Mona Lisa, and it will be, I think it's like 150 euros or something. I don't know. It's not in English, it's not in it's in English, but it's not in American dollars. I don't even know if I can participate in this. Maybe with a VPN, I don't know. I'm going to take some more look into it, but just the announcement is that the Mona Lisa, that's being dropped. And you can't tell me that's not one of the craziest, coolest, most awesome drops ever. If you're talking about something valuable, especially when you only have a edition size of 330, and then you've got 10, these 10 will be numbered, and they're called artist proofs. It's 10 more, so it'll be 340. And I think there are 3 that are reserved. So really, you can only get, 7. So there's 7 available, 10 total, 10 in existence of an artist proof of the Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. So, I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna go for this. It's $990 to try to get the artist proof, the 10 edition one, and I think it's 150 whatever. And these aren't dollars; it's in there, whatever the currency is. But 150 and 900 is what the 2 costs are. But I'm excited for it. This thing is gonna be super valuable one day, just because it exists. I'm going to go for it. I don't know much about it yet. I'll let you know. So that way maybe I can get you some of this info before the drop. And that way, I'm kind of doing my due diligence, being cool to the community. Even though I wish no one would know about it and I was the only one who knew about it. That way I could go get it guaranteed. But one thing I really want to talk about in this video, and this is, people don't know what's coming. And, if you're into crypto, if you're into NFTs and stuff, maybe if you're just into the tech stuff that's coming out right now, you might be privy to the things that are going on, but the average person has no idea about everything going on in digital finance right now, about how all of these, whatever, the G20, G17, whatever, summits, these world leaders are getting together and discussing what's going to be the best on behalf of the country in terms of how we deal with money and stuff like that. Let me go and flip this over. I got so much sun coming from all directions. 4 o'clock, not really a good time to film, by the way. But all this stuff is happening, and people just are not ready. And people are getting their first glimpses at AI, and AI is doing good and bad things. So we're just learning the realities of the entry into that form of new tech. And that's what I wanted to talk about just real quick today, is AI, artificial intelligence. This is something that's going to replace many people's jobs. It's going to make our lives a lot easier. That's why we're probably going to have to change how we handle things like money and how we make money, how we use a economy. How do we buy and sell and trade. That could be dramatically affected if majority of a workforce is just no longer needed because AI and robots can now perform it. BuzzFeed, they're using AI to write their stories. Right now, I just went to a gas station, and in that gas station, they had like this checkout, and like people didn't want to use it. Like, I don't want to use the self-checkout. And their self-checkout, I just looked at it, and it was a table, and then it had like a little shield, and then it had a little thing. It just had a little bunch of dots, and it says, please place your items in this boundary. So I placed mine in the boundary, not, just sitting up like I had a Red Bull. I just sat it up, just facing vertical. There's no scanner or anything on the bottom, so it didn't scan it. But what basically it did is there are cameras that they're like here and here in a hood kind of system, but it's more open than that, but almost like a camera hood that's there. And what it does is it just uses an AI interface to just decipher what's there. That's the only thing the AI is doing, is deciding what are these items and what are their costs, and then adding them up and charging you. And I tell you, that was the single fastest checkout I have ever done in my entire life. So all you would have to do, just boom, 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 set everything on there. You don't touch anything. You don't hit any buttons. And what it'll do is, like, let's say you have something and you can't read it, it'll show you a picture of it, and then it'll circle it, and then it'll let you know you want to move that object real quick so it can see what it is. That didn't happen to me, but that apparently that can happen. That's why I asked the guy whenever I saw, this awesome looking tech that was going on. This guy's just one guy working the whole store, and he doesn't have to check people out. He maybe just with cigarettes and alcohol, and that's it. But it was just so interesting to see that you set a couple of items on here, and then instantly it's already got a total, and just shows you how to pay. If you wanted to pay with cash, it gave you an option for that if you want to use your card. So literally, I just set my item down, I pulled up my card, touched it on the touchpad because I use my tap, and then instantly it just asked, do you want a receipt? And I said yes. It printed me a physical receipt, and I grabbed it and I walked out. Literally less than 5 seconds. Less than 5 seconds. It would have taken me 3 seconds just to grab an item and boop, scan it across the scanner, let alone 3 or 4 items. It might take you 4 or 5 seconds to scan those items. But for you just to plop everything on a counter, just make sure it's visible, and then just swipe your card, walk on out, that's seconds. And that is it is just the fastest I've ever checked out. That is technology. That is where we are heading. So, in the future, yeah, a lot of people are going to be scared of, AI and robots kind of performing these tasks and stuff for people. And while I agree to a certain, point, I think that this is inevitable, and you're not going to stop this because of the need for it. Like, imagine having a robot, an AI interface robot, perform surgery and identifying problems, and it's not using emotion, it doesn't get tired, it's not, it doesn't have children it deals with at home, so he can't think at work, or she can't think at work, it is just a task-oriented machine. It's programmed to do a specific task. So if its specific task is to identify problems in a human and prescribe it something, whether it's exercise, whether it's medicine, whether it's surgery, it prescribes that. You schedule that, you go in, another robot, let's say you have to schedule surgery. We already have surgical robots that are operated by humans, but imagine just having an AI surgical robot just performing its task, making you healthy again. We could potentially have the type of, when you see the healing pods and stuff in movies, like if you watched Elysium or if you watched Prometheus, they have these healing pods where you go inside and they just perform surgeries, they heal people, things like that. Looks like magic, but I'm telling you, imagine an AI interfaced robot surgeon that identifies the problems, fixes the problems, and you just lay there and you have to do your normal surgery. So imagine like having lower recovery times and stuff because of the efficiency of the robot to perform the surgery and the preciseness and how minute it can do certain tasks. So if you can actually create the I guess we'd call it a digital dexterity and preciseness in terms of the mechanical application. If you can get that down packed, and then the AI has no bug AI, you know what I mean, like a proper working AI doing this type of stuff, and it's programmed for a specific purpose. Now there should be troubleshoots and stuff like that, because you don't want an AI interface to perform the wrong task on the wrong person. You also, someone might be doing something and maybe their mental state isn't on par with their physical state, so performing a surgery for someone who's maybe dealing with something going on in their life or something physical going on in their brain, and they might request some type of a physical altercation, like removing ears and noses, like I understand people want to be who they want to be, but there can be physical issues associated with like dismembering aspects of your body, like if you're dismembering your ears and your nose and things like that, and you're splitting your tongue, and you're pulling out teeth, or you're drilling teeth and putting things like diamonds in your teeth. There are potential issues associated with modifying your body in any way. In any way, breast augmentation, supposedly there's a height surgery you can get. So anytime that you're cutting into the human body, you're doing something that's foreign. It's foreign to the body. You're causing a foreign event to the body, and the body, for the most part, is better in its natural state. So unless something's wrong, right? So if something were actually wrong, then it would try to correct that and bring it back to an average, typical state of a person, or that type of person. So that's basically what, in a nutshell, we're trying to do. But you would want that AI to be able to recognize other aspects of a person. Like there might be, like, psychologically speaking, I just don't know if you're ever going to get the complexity out of a machine that you do out of a human. The reason is because of how literally organic everything we do is. So, like, just the way our emotions are, we go through the same event more than once. We have different reactions to that. So it's just a lot of things are gonna change as a result. But that's kind of the thing where I think we're actually heading. And I know this is well beyond my typical videos for like NFTs and stuff, but I'm personally excited for the future. I'm excited for AI. Is AI also going to be bad? Yes. You invent gunpowder, you got a useful tool to move mountains, and then you also got a deadly destructive tool that harms lives. So there's always going to be a good and a bad. Not the AI itself is neutral. What is not neutral is the programming that goes into the AI for it to be what it is. Whether it is an incorrect programming that happens to have a contradicting effect, or whether it's a safeguard that allows you to usurp the pre-programmed nature of the machine, whether it's a human making specific edits to certain items in the programming, preventing it from going by creating boundaries. So like when you create boundaries, these are humans creating these things. So AI creating AI, at the end of the, like, a lot of people talk about that, like machines making machines and stuff, and once that happened, blah blah blah. Well, no, because base root, it's being programmed and created by a human. So could a human program a robot or a robot army to destroy the world? Absolutely. Sorry for the sun over here, by the way. So absolutely, someone could program it, but could the AI in its natural state, if it was never pre-programmed for that, could it actually do that? No. Unless there was a glitch that caused it to malfunction. So that, I feel like I'm going to go tonight and watch iRobot. I feel like that's what I'm thinking about right now. And imagine the tasks performed by something like iRobot. Even though Will Smith, everyone's kind of mad at Will Smith right now. It's a great movie. Like, and yeah, Will Smith is an epic actor, no matter what. He may be whatever personally, but acting wise, that's a great movie. I'm gonna go watch it. I think it's something we all should kind of watch to get an understanding. And the reason why I say understanding is, instead of trying to fight these things, instead of trying to argue against something that's just natural, maybe we could see how we can utilize it for a positive or for a good. So that's basically all I got. Just a quick, I've been buying a bunch of Omi. I bought Omi. So if any of you who've been kind of watching my video, I say I haven't bought Omi yet. I have bought Omi. I bought it under 0.0009. I think it was like 0.00087 something like that. It's not the cheapest, but it's pretty cheap, and now it's obviously in profit. I do plan on if this dip tries to continue, it looks like it's already kind of running out of gas, bearishly. But if it does go down anymore, hopefully I'll buy some more Omi. If it gets down into the low nines, hopefully sub 9. I'd love to see it go sub 9, but I just don't think it will. But I bought a bunch of ICP, I bought Polygon, I bought Cardano, Ethereum, Algorand. I've been buying just a few NFTs. I never put money into the Veve app. I haven't done that since, the beginning of 2020, essentially. And then, so here we are a year later, and I just put my first amount of money in, and it was $70 to go for the Lamborghini drop, which I did get. I did get the uncommon. I do like it. I think it's crazy that it's $93. If this drop in the next few days for the Mona Lisa wasn't happening, I would seriously think about getting another Lamborghini. Honestly, I do like the burgundy. The secret rare, but just the colors are a little loud for me personally. I like a darker color, and I want something that whenever I display it, I want it to be as realistic as possible, and it just has a little extra candy to it that when you look at it, even though it pops and looks really good, you can tell the fakeness is there. So I want to do some photo shoots and stuff, and I want to actually take some pictures with my kids and me. Maybe I'll post some. Most of the stuff I just keep for private. I don't even post it on Facebook for the most part. But some things I'll post here and there, and maybe I'll get the gray one. Maybe I'll get the burgundy one. Those are the two I'm thinking. But I think I want the price to go down a little bit. I'd like to buy one just because I want it. So this isn't even like me buying it to have. So, and this is, if you want a true statement, that will be the first item. The Lamborghini is the first item that I think that I have bought and I will buy, that I don't ever plan on selling. I feel like it's too useful to me as a collectible, and I can take photos with it. I can take little photos with it. I can take big photos with it. I can be in the photo. I can take little videos. I can drive it around like an RC car. Maybe make it do some cool stuff. And then maybe in the future there'll be some updates where I can go first person view and go drive it around the Veveverse or drive it on a track against one of you. But regardless, that is a collectible I plan on keeping forever. I'm never selling. So I hope Veve does some utility stuff with that one specifically. Veve, if you watch and you kind of watch these videos, and I want you to use utility on specifically the Lambo, because that is what I think its bread and butter would be. If you're talking about value, getting turnovers of people selling and buying, I think that providing extra utility, actual utility to the Lamborghini, like racing games, drive it GTA style in the metaverse, just stuff like that. That's basically the only two, other than maybe some renting or something like that, or I guess you could do some other stuff with it. I don't know, but honestly, a racing game in GTA style in the metaverse would be awesome. But that's it. That's all I've got. I want to thank you. Nothing I say is financial advice. Again, my name's Crypto Corey. I will catch you later, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, Veve fam.